friend in theaters watching Quija, The Origin of Evil. I'm sure you've seen the board game when you go down to the toy aisle and your mom's like, no, that's the devil. I wouldn't say this movie's the devil. I will say the movie was dumb. I did not like it. It was very boring. However, there are a couple of positive things. It was in Los Angeles, 1967. The way everybody dressed, the way everybody talked, the cars, all that. So I appreciated the commitment to the era that they filmed it in, so that was nice. Another thing I really liked, the possession part. It's not a spoiler, you know she gets possessed from the damn preview. The way they did it was new and different, and one would even say original. I liked that. Other than that, the movie had major pacing issues. Remember the episode of South Park when all the celebrities are like in purgatory? They're on a plane and they have to get to like another plane to get the transfer, and they're stuck on the plane. That's how I felt. Like I was stuck in the plane waiting to go to my next connecting flight. Still stuck here. I feel there were a lot of plot holes. One scene was, we're gonna do this together. To the next scene, we're gonna split up, gang. What was that 5 minutes ago about not splitting up? What? The movie was PG-13, which I feel hindered this movie. I feel it maybe was rated R, not necessarily for gore or language, but maybe more for frightening images. Because it is possible to be a rated R movie with not the shit and when the girl's holding the little keyhole thing and she's like, eyes get big and you're like, what are they saying? It would have been nice to see maybe more of that graphicness to that. Maybe would help the movie. It is what it is.
Quija, I feel, took 4 different movies and took what they thought was the strongest points of those movies and put them together to make this movie. But it didn't work out. I feel it took The Exorcist, it took Drag Me to Hell, it took Insidious, and it took The Conjuring. All 4 of those movies, and they put them together thinking that we're gonna make this strong movie that's based in the past and it's gonna be the prequel to this great movie franchise. And it just fell flat. It fell flat on its face. This movie, I feel, was very lackluster compared to what it normally is in other movies of this genre. I don't feel like I had a jump scare or anything like that. I felt that they point out flaws in other horror movies where they have things that happen of the group diverting or splitting up, and they just take that and they're like, oh, okay, well, we're not gonna split up, that's stupid. But then they do split up, and it's really ridiculous. And so you can't point out the flaws and then do them. That's not a great formula for a movie. The only redeeming quality of this movie was the cars that were driven, the costume design, the set. That's about it.
Nothing original, nothing special, set in the 1960s, and the depiction of that era is adequate. Obviously a low-budget film, nothing special about this horror film. It's a run-of-the-mill. It's mostly for shock value, jump scares. That's what this is. This is a jump scare movie. Pretty much all it is. There's nothing really original about it, though it centers around a Ouija board. There's nothing about the Ouija board itself that plays an important part. It's merely a conduit that is used as part of the story narrative. That's really all it is. It takes a fun board game that you would play at slumber parties back in the 90s when you were a kid, if you're in your 20s or 30s now. So it had a little nostalgia. A little girl being possessed, little girls, little scary children. Seriously, there's sigh, nothing original about that. But again, a lot of jump scares, I'll give it that. Some of the visual effects to depict the demonic possession that was one of the very few highlights in the film.
Will I see this again? No, absolutely not. Unless I rented it or some friends rented it, we watched it at home. Just a small little rant pet peeve. Don't come to these movies and talk. The theater is not your living room. I don't care what you ate for dinner. I don't care what you're doing after the movie. Sit down, shut the up, watch the movie. All in all, I'm gonna give the movie a 5 out of 10. It had a good look to it. I liked the originality, you would say, of the possession, but it was lacking in scares. It was lacking with pacing. I think there was one moment where I was kind of creeped out, and it was a creepy scene, but like that was it. It was like a 3-second scene of an hour and a half movie.
I didn't really find the story to be too interesting because it's been done to death. That was The Haunting in Connecticut. They did this story already, people. I would not suggest going and seeing this movie. It's about a 4 for me. I give this a 4 because the quality of the filming of it and the costumes and the cars and everything that did stay at least somewhat true to the time period that this movie is set in.
But like Jeff says, the audience were annoying, laughing, talking on their cell phones with their flashlight things on. Seriously, people, you need to be more considerate of others here. What the f***'s wrong with you, really? And bringing a baby to a horror film? Yeah, I know, you probably don't have a babysitter or whatnot, but if the baby starts crying, take it outside! So production value was adequate, but the narrative structure, lame. Pacing issue was too slow in the beginning. The pilot episode of American Horror Story Season 1 was better than this movie. But out of 10, I give it a 5.5. I know, I always go halfway. I can never decide on a solid number. So there you go, 5.5 out of 10. Jump scares, Had some value to it, nothing else original about it.
Go on ahead and favorite this video, share it with your friends, so that way you know about Ouija. Curious to know, what is your favorite scary thriller movie? For me, Paranormal Activity. A lot of reasons behind that I'm not going to get into right now. If you want to know, comment below and I'll tell you why. So go ahead and shoot that down below, your favorite scary movie, whatever it may be. Also, by clicking that subscribe button, you'll get movie reviews like this every week, plus unboxing videos, other shenanigans, short films, promise you. And remember, you heard it here at the source. Force Awakens, after buying it and watching it multiple times, sucked. You redid it. No, shut up. You redid episode 4. Literally. You redid episode 4. I know what the I'm talking about. The only thing Force Awakens did that I liked was your lightsaber fight.
I didn't see the first Ouija movie. Quija. I don't know how to pronounce it. Ouija? That sounds like the name of a Pokemon or something. All in all, American Horror Story. Don't interrupt me.
And remember,
Say that again.
I know. The second I said it, Mike will be like, real guttural, Jeff. Go on ahead and favorite this video. You son of a bitch. Mom, where are my thongs? I gotta go to the pool.
You're such a nerd.
I know, right? In case you're wondering, scary movie, scary fish, scary shirt.
Shut up. Get out of here.